Hello, and welcome to Gus Strategy and Tactics, and thank you to our subscribers. In this series, we use the missions in the game Firefight to illustrate one or more aspects of World War II infantry tactics at the company level and below. In this campaign, we're playing through the Battle of France as the French, with 8 battles over the course of May and June 1940. Everyone knows about the historical outcome, a French operational and strategic defeat at the hands of the Germans. But I want to see if the French, using historical weapons, tactics and doctrine, can defeat the Germans at the tactical level. In this episode, Ils ne passeront pas, Hill 112, strike back at the invading German army in a bid to halt their gathering momentum. Hill 112 dominates the area of a range of rolling hills, making it a strategically important feature. Small farms and woods dot the gentle slopes of the hills. Each episode we conduct basic mission analysis, develop and analyse possible courses of action, then decide and execute the plan in real time, followed by lessons learned. Please remember to like the video and subscribe for more great strategy and tactics content. And if you want to buy me a coffee, the links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. The Germans are encircling our forces near Dunkirk. We must stop the Germans long enough to buy time for an evacuation. This is a map of the battle space, overlain with terrain features in red. If you're interested, these maps are available in the game folder. The area is dominated by a series of successive ridgelines, marked here with white dotted lines. The Germans hold ridgelines A and B to the north, including Hill 112 and the adjacent village. Ridgeline C, along with the village and orchard, is no man's land. The French hold ridgeline D and the farm. In the last episode, we commenced Ils ne passeront pas, Hill 112. If you haven't seen that episode, be sure to check it out, so this episode will make a lot more sense. In that episode, we considered the terrain. The Germans have a strong defensive position, a classic 2 up 1 back defensive formation, supported by an anti-tank gun and another unit, possibly a tank. The positions are well sited to provide mutual support and overlapping fields of fire. They have fired an artillery barrage and also have a mortar providing fire support. So far, we have traded casualties, but the French have been unable to advance. Walking across open ground towards German machine guns is not an option. The tanks need to suppress the German infantry. But first, the French must eliminate the anti-tank gun on the hill on the French right flank. On with the battle. Sir Lieutenant Page rallies his men back into position. The anti-tank rifle searches for a shot on the gun, without success. Lieutenant Renaudin's R-35 opens fire on the German infantry on the French left flank. Sir Lieutenant Didier's P16 half-track now takes over Sergeant Louis' intended flanking attack on the gun. Sergeant Louis' section has been torn apart by artillery and mortar fire and is not ready for an attack.
Open fire! Move!
The P16 makes it safely across the road and now moves to outflank the anti-tank gun. Sous Lieutenant Page's section is being mortared, and Soldat Bossard is wounded by shrapnel in the left leg. The P16 spots the gun just behind the crest. Hit! Sous Lieutenant Didier's P16 destroys the 3.7cm Pak 36 with an HE shell. Sous Lieutenant Page is also taking direct shell fire from a unit deep in the German position, possibly a tank. The Char D1 advances to return fire into the village. But the suspected tank must be dealt with. Sous Lieutenant Didier volunteers. Didier moves to get a rear or flanking shot on the tank. Tension mounts. Anything could happen. The tank is about 100 meters away, but no clear shot.
Open fire!
Didier pushes the P16 through the hedge, then moves to the high ground to his right. He has a better chance if he gets behind the tank. The battle to the south rages on. Contact! The tank is actually an anti-tank gun, its barrel swinging around towards Didier.
Open fire!
Hit! Sous Lieutenant Didier's P16 half-track destroys the 3.7cm Pak 36 anti-tank gun with an HE shell. He machine guns the crew as they run away. Didier's actions have opened up the battle space and paved the way to victory. Sergeant Allard's Shah Diwan now advances towards the village with confidence. Lieutenant Renaudin's R-35 maintains fire on the German infantry on the French left flank. Allard spots the German anti-tank gun crew on the hill and engages. The French must now deal with the German position in the village.
Open fire!
Sergeant Bachelet's section is under mortar fire. Soldat Barriere is killed by a mortar shell blast in the chest. Bachelet's section now moves forward using the reverse slope as cover. They're taking machine gun fire from the German depth position in the centre. Time for an artillery fire mission.
Requesting artillery.
Allard's Shah D1 needs to move to the hilltop to provide direct fire support to Bachelet's men. Shot. The first round lands left of target on the forward slope of Hill 112. Shot. Didier's P16 half-track continues its flanking mission and moves up to the windmill on the ridgeline. The second round lands just right and over. There is no more fire coming from the German depth position. Shot! The third round is just short. With the depth position silent, Allard's Shah D1 moves into the village. Bachelet's section moves forward, with Caporal Wagner in charge. Shot! The fourth round is a direct hit on the German depth position. Bachelet's section moves up to the rear of the house and garden. The anti-tank rifle team moves up to a firing position. The French guns fire their barrage. Rounds slam in. On the left, Lieutenant Renaudin spots more German infantry. Time to advance. Didier moves forward. Artillery rounds complete. Bachelet's section now moves to clear the village. Sous-Lieutenant Page moves his section onto the flank to cut off any retreating Germans. Sergeant Lebert now moves up to support Lieutenant Renaudin and clear the Germans on the left. Didier cautiously advances into the village on Hill 112. Didier takes the primary objective, even though the French have not yet secured the intermediate objective. Soldat Romero and Sous-Lieutenant Page's section is killed by a bullet in the abdomen. The Germans are still fighting. The French are now advancing all across the front. Sous-Lieutenant Page's section spot the anti-tank gunner. He is shot trying to escape. The Germans also fall back on the French left flank. Lebert and Renaudin take them under fire. The German mortar is still firing. Soldat Serre in Page's section is killed by a mortar shell blast in the chest, which also wounds Soldat Prost. Didier starts to hunt the German mortar. A machine gun opens up. Another German position in the trees on the forward slope of Hill 112. Two forward, two back then. The P16 is almost on top of the German mortar. It locates the mortar and opens fire at point-blank range.
Open fire!
Bachelet's section is stuck in position.
Move!
And Sous-Lieutenant Page's section now moves to clear the village. Didier machine guns the mortar crew. German infantry are surrendering and falling back from the village as Sous-Lieutenant Page advances. The presence of the Char D1 no doubt has an effect. But some fight back, and Soldat Arnoux is severely wounded by a machine gun bullet in the head. Sergeant Louis' section moves forward. The Germans have fallen back on the French left flank and in the village. Both German anti-tank guns and their mortar have been destroyed, and the French hold the village at Hill 112. Two German infantry squads remain, but the outcome of the battle is not in doubt. Victory! Ils ne passeront pas. They shall not pass. Strike back at the invading German army in a bid to halt their gathering momentum. French forces. 51 survived, 6 wounded, 7 killed, no vehicles lost. German forces. 31 survived, 4 wounded, 28 killed, 2 surrendered, 2 anti-tank guns lost. And the mortar. You took the objective in good time and took negligible losses, although there was only moderate opposition. Your commanders rate your performance as very good. 3 gold stars. So, what did we learn? You may recall in the first episode of this series, I talked about the concept of bataille conduite, or the methodical battle. French methodical battle doctrine favoured a highly rigid battle where units moved obediently between phase lines and adhering to strict timelines. Tightly controlled battles relied on massed artillery and movement of infantry in short bounds, led by heavy support tanks. At the operational level, the planning time and top-down control necessary to achieve bataille conduite was overmatched by the kind of fast mobile warfare practiced by the Germans, sometimes called blitzkrieg or lightning war. But at the tactical level, in facing a solid defensive position such as Hill 112, a methodical approach was needed to weaken and destroy opponents in the defence. In this case, it was the methodical coordination of tanks and artillery to suppress and neutralise each of the German positions before the infantry moved in short bounds to clear the ground. This battle was an example of bataille conduite in action, and the tactical results speak for themselves. Hill taken, and without World War I level casualties. French doctrine works, at the tactical level at least. Of course, the battle would have gone a lot longer were it not for the outflanking movement of the P16, destroying both anti-tank guns, the mortar, and taking the primary objective before the French finished storming the hill. By this stage, French tanks and infantry had neutralised the German position on the left flank, were clearing the Germans from the village on the right flank, and had suppressed the German position in the woods in the centre with the help of the artillery barrage. So the outcome was not in doubt, but the P16 sped up the battle considerably. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and donate, and stay tuned for the next episode.